Dear friends and students, I am Nakul. Welcome to Math Study Center. From thumbnail, you already know what I will discuss in this video. I have discussed every section very well. There are so many important examples, there are so many important exercises in this video which will be very helpful for all of you. So watch this video from first to last. If this video helps you even a little bit, give a thumbs up, leave your comment and share this video with all of your friends. Okay, let's start our discussion.
Well, in this chapter of definite integral, these are the following topics which are kept in your class 12 as well as your joint entrance examination syllabus. In this video, I will discuss two topics. This topic number 1 and topic number 2. In my second video, I will discuss topic number 3, and in third video, I will discuss topic number 4, and in my fourth video, I will discuss topic number 5. Okay, and this chapter containing around 8 marks in your board exam. Now in this first video, following are the topics I will discuss. First, what is primitive or integral or antiderivative, and what is integrand, and second, definition of fundamental theorem of integral calculus, and third, evaluation of definite integrals, and fourth, some important examples, and fifth, some important exercises. But before starting discussion, I want to mention three things. Number one, watch this video in at least 720p in 1.25x speed so that you need a little bit less time to finish this video. Second, most of content of this video has taken from NCERT Exemplar, R.D. Sharma and many other books. And third, everything I will discuss has already been written on screen. I will just explain them one by one. So read them well which are already written on screen and follow my discussion. That will be enough. Okay, let's start our discussion. Now, what is primitive or antiderivative or integral, and what is integrand? A function phi x is called a primitive or antiderivative or integral of a function small fx if this condition hold. Derivative of phi x is equal to f of x. That means ddx of phi x is equal to f of x. Then phi x is called primitive of this function small fx. For example, x to the power 4 is primitive of x to the power 5 by 5, because if we take derivative of x to the power 5 by 5, that means ddx of x to the power 5 by 5, this is equal to x to the power 4. Okay, so we can say that x to the power 4 is primitive of x to the power 5 by 5. Now let I be a primitive of a function fx and c be any constant. Then if we take derivative of ddx of phi x plus c, then obviously we will have phi dot x is equal to f of x. So we can say that phi x plus c is also a primitive of fx for different values of c. So we can easily conclude that if a function possesses a primitive, then it possesses a infinitely many primitives, because here c is arbitrary constant. If ddx of phi x is equal to f of x, then we can write down that integration of f of x dx is equal to phi x plus c. Here this phi x plus c is called primitive or antiderivative or integral of this function f of x, and this f of x is called integrand. Okay, and this whole method is called integration. And integration is the method of finding integral from a given function which is called integrand. Okay, here this f of x is integrand, and here phi x plus c is called integral. Okay, now fundamental theorem of integral calculus statement is let phi x be the primitive or antiderivative of a continuous function fx defined on the closed interval ab, that is ddx of phi x is equal to f of x. Then the definite integral of f of x over this closed interval is denoted by integration of a to b fx dx, and this equal to phi of b minus phi of a. That is integration of a to b f of x dx is equal to phi of b minus phi of a. And phi of b minus phi of a can be written like this: phi third bracket, this is lower limit, this is upper limit. So we can write down that integration of a to b f of x dx is equal to this, equal to phi of b minus phi of a. Here a is called lower limit and b is called upper limit. Okay. Evaluation of definite integral. To evaluate the definite integral, integration of a to b fx dx, first find out f of x dx is equal to phi x plus c, where c is integrating constant. But in case of definite integral, we don't need this arbitrary constant, so only we need phi x. After finding out phi x, we complete our first steps. For second step, find out phi of b and phi of a, where a is in lower limit and b is upper limit. And third step, calculate phi of b minus phi of a. After calculating phi of b minus phi of a, we will have the value of integral f of b of f of x dx is equal to phi of b minus phi of a. This is the value of our integral. Okay. Now this is an example. Let fx is equal to 3x square plus 2x plus 1. Find the value of the integral in the domain 2 to 3. So obviously integration of 2 to 3 fx dx, this is equal to integration of 2 to 3. If we put the function 3x square plus 2x plus 1 in the place of fx, we will have this. Now finding out the integration this, and if we calculate this, we will have this 23. Okay, that way we will solve all the problems. Now for this problem, integration of 0 to 1 by root over of 1 plus x plus root x dx. So this is the way to calculate. We multiply denominator and numerator by this section. So obviously we will this section, and if we integrate this, we will have this. Okay. Now this is example 2. We have solved this problem same way, and this is also another problem. We have solved it same logic. Just go through it, you will understand it easily. Now this is example number 3. This is one problem, this is another problem. Just go through it, you will understand it very easily. Now these are the some important problems which are kept in exercise. Solve them. In next video I will discuss this topic. Must follow it.
So dear friends and students, if this video helps you even a little bit, give a thumbs up, leave your comment and share this video with all of your friends. Okay. Until next video, stay well, stay safe, tata.